Okay, so Dynamite was last night. Yes, a great card, phenomenal card, and I really enjoyed this Dynamite. But yeah, let's go through it, talk about what happened, and yeah, because again, that's what I do. So our show opened up with MJF, his town hall promo, and you know he's in there, Shivani's in there, and he goes, "Shivani, get your geriatric hand straight," and he makes Shivani holds his hand to hold the mic. I don't know why that got me. And then MJF's just basically going on about, you know, how good he is, you know, basic shit. Everyone's gonna, you know, Bandido, stuff like this, you know, just basic shit. And then he goes, basically, no one is really ready for who I am because I am the best in the world, and I don't say it, I am. You know, just one of that type of shit. And then the obvious call out was Brody King. Brody King comes out, and when Brody comes out, Max visibly is shook, shits himself. It's like, oh god, and like Brody's standing in front of him, and he's like, Brody's going, "What you did to Bandido, I'd love to kick your ass." You know what I mean? Like just straight up challenging him straight up, and Max is like visibly scared. And then Max goes, "Brody, you know everyone barks like a fucking idiot for you." But who have you come out and challenge the world champ? Who have you beat? Oh yeah, tin cans. You know, basically saying he's beat nobody. Work your way up and maybe. Because he'd love to, and he puts his finger on, Max puts his finger on him to be like, "I'd love to kick your ass because I'm not scared of you." I'm not scared, I'm not bothered. Like, that's the type of thing he was doing. Puts his finger on Brody, Brody just looks at him. And then he just goes, hey, I've got to go though, you know, I've got to go. And then he runs away. Max is terrified. I love this type of angle. I love the fact I know MJF's kind of shit, well, he is chicken shit anyway. But with Brody, it works. Really presents Brody well. I'm surprised, because MJF runs out and he goes to the ramp. I thought Bandido was going to be there and, like, stand there and, like, you know, either demand a rematch or say, give the match to Brody at least. But no, he just gets off scot-clean. And then Brody doesn't say anything after. Brody doesn't really have much to say. He just basically calls Max out, you know, for his bullshit. Again, I did think we'd get Bandido in this segment, but we never, so that's fine. But yeah, Brody getting the challenge, probably at Revolution or, you know, Australia or whatever. Fine by me. I love Brody King, love Max, that should fuck. And they've had a match before, I believe. They were definitely in the gauntlet. That's Brody's, still his Instagram picture where he's choking Max out. So, yeah, really like this, really like the direction they're going. And yes, Brody King makes a lot of sense. After this, we have our new AEW Trios champs beating the Ops last week in Will Hobbs' last match, R.I.P. the guy. It was Jet Speed and Hangman, and talk about winning titles. And Hangman goes, "While I've got you guys here, let's talk about our trio's name." And I can't lie, Kevin Knight's name is the best. It's the best. Jet Set Rodeo, that's what it was. That should be the name. That one, ironically, folks, I love that. That has to be the name. Unless it's what Kev Speedball goes. He goes, horsecock. Like, he gets cut off for saying the full word. That's because he come out the other week before the match, and he was saying, "I want everyone in the arena to scream horsecock." I don't know why, and then it's just become its own thing. So they've kind of acknowledged that, thank God. They are going to be named Horsecock from the fans. No one, throughout the night, I'll say it now, they chant Horsecock in enough every match either Kevin or Speedball have. So it's phenomenal. Let's go, Horsecock. It was stupid. So stupid, but Jet Set Rodeo fucks. Speedball's obviously getting prepared for his match with Joe. Hangman goes, "Look, Speedball, I don't have to tell you you've traveled the world, but you know how good you are, you know how fast and flexible you are. You can beat Joe if you use that." Speedball goes off. Then Kevin goes, "Hey Hangman, what about me with Swerve? And got any advice?" And Hangman just looks down and goes, think about to say, looks struggling. He goes, "It's gonna be a good match." I thought Hangman was on some shit. I don't know what's going on there, but yes, he's right. It's gonna be a hell of a match. So yeah, that was that segment. Horsecock forever. So, after that, we actually got Speedball versus Samoa Joe. This match was excellent. So good. Speedball getting a lot of offense in, but Joe just, I don't know what it was. Joe's whole, demeanor, and the Ops, obviously, Shibata and Hook come out. They're constantly a threat. They're attacking Speedball a bunch of times. Joe's ego being there, the swagger and stuff. Every time Joe hits, it's great. They start working the knees a lot. That was a big thing. He does a nope to Speedball's, knee drive. It's great. And he's rolls out the way. After that, during the match, he's just basically, working the knee, and Speedball just shows some great resilience. Joe getting the Kikina clutch and stuff in. And it's honestly a really fun match. I thought Hangman was going to come out and help Speedball, but he doesn't. It's literally just the Ops and Joe against Speedball at this point. It was really good. Speedball looks great. Speedball's getting better and better, man. And that's such a wild thing to say, because how good he is. He really is. And Joe looks great here. Taz is on commentary, and Taz is just putting Joe over. He will be world champ again. It's nice to have Taz back. As a match, yeah, I really liked it. I was surprised how much time it got. Not in a bad way, in a very good way. And honestly, didn't expect it to be this good. I expected it to be good, but not this good. I think that Joe's presentation's weird for me. Because I think Joe in this match looks phenomenal and it's really good. And obviously Speedball can get the best out of Nino of anyone. I feel like the Ops being there is obviously heel move 101. But I feel like they could have had Joe just, on his own maybe. But it doesn't fit the MO. But Speedball going through the knee pain, the height, the springboard always gets me with Speedball. He's so fucking good. A lot of back work too. But Joe's just like, Joe's got this cockiness about him, which I don't really agree with. I think Joe should be a lot more vicious. That's kind of my problem with Joe's presentation at the minute. I feel like after losing the belt the way he has, I don't think he should have this ego and laid back nature. He should be a bit more ruthless, frankly. But that's nitpicking at best. So, honestly, like I said, solid match. Joe gets the win through an interference. Speedball gets pushed off and Shibata starts beating him up. Then Joe gets him in the clutch. And Speedball goes, was it a pin? No, I think it was a pin or a clutch, I forget. Because he does get him in the chokehold. And then they celebrate together, Shibata, Hook and Hobbs. I wish Hobbs. And Joe. And I thought they were going to have a promo. I would have liked the promo here. They didn't. I feel like Joe cutting a promo could have been really interesting, really cool. But, obviously focusing on Speedball and, Horsecock, as it's chanted throughout the match. You're not going to get that, but I think they should have had a promo, but regardless. Nice to get Shibata looking good, though. Shibata looked great, and they even say, that man Shibata's a genius, but by all means, I like this match a lot. I expected to like it. I remember when I seen it on the card, I was like, ooh, that'll be great, and it still exceeded expectations. Really good match, really enjoyed that. So, after that, we actually got the Don Callis family, Hechicero, Lance Archer, and Rocky Romero versus the Death Riders, Jon Moxley, Garcia, and Yuta in a street fight. I forgot it was a street fight when I was doing the prediction, so apologies. But this match was utter hell. Utter hell. And there's one man who stands out among anyone. Jesus Christ, it's great to have Lance Archer back wrestling. Lance Archer's so fucking good. If you don't know how good Lance Archer is, this is a great example of how good the guy can be. But also, Lance Archer's previous matches, especially with death matches, specifically the Hangman match, all great. And I feel like the Don Callis family have missed Lance Archer wrestling. I feel like he's been kind of just Don Callis' personal bodyguard, but I missed him in ring, so it's nice to see him. Rocky's always great. And obviously Hechicero's does the demon. They attack them, they just start straight away. It's just pure hell from the get-go. The main things is Yuta gets... the way Lance Archer puts Yuta through the table is insane. He goes through it. And, he's out of the match for most of it. Yuta looks... All three of the Death Riders look great, as you expect. Yuta gets taken out for a lot of it. It's the way Lance Archer, he puts him through it, but it's, so quick. So good. Garcia looks great. Garcia and Hechicero, I really want as a singles match. I predicted that going in. I really want that as a singles match. I think that reeks of Collision. Absolutely stinks of it, but all in a positive way. Moxley gets basically teamed up by, Archer, Rocky, and Hechicero. But he does so well. The match is just... It's kind of hard to describe again. It's just pure hell. But back and forth in terms of the swaying of the matches. The main thing is, though, towards the end, I loved how they portrayed this. I don't know why. So Lance Archer gets a table out, and he goes to set Moxley through it. And then, as Moxley's in the ring, Marina Shafir comes in, and Marina Shafir, just fronts Lance Archer. And Lance Archer gets him ready to get in the chokehold, to put, Marina through it, and doesn't puts Moxley through it, or is it Garcia? I forget. Point is, Marina Shafir does, she ended up getting an ankle lock or some shit on him. It's fucking sick. How they present Marina's so good. And then later on in the match, when they're on the ramp, it was, who was it? I think it was Hechicero on Yuta. It's Lance Archer. It was Lance Archer. Lance Archer rags Yuta up the ramp by his hair. And then Pac comes out on crutches when he's about to throw him over the table. And Pac comes out on the crutches and just starts hitting him with the crutches. And Lance Archer's waiting there. And then, I love it. Pac just puts his arm out with the crutch. Claudio runs up like fuck. Jumps, goes fuck off. Smashes it off his back. And then gets him and then throws him into the electric, the speaker. The electric, and it goes, blows up. Oh my god. Perfect. It felt like it's gonna sound like such a weird reference. You guys played Injustice 2 with the Ninja Turtles, their finisher, where they all like, there's fluidity and then they do the shell shock. Felt like that. Fucking peak. Love that. After that, they go, Marina gives Hechicero a low blow for Hechicero in the ring. Moxley's quarter in this match is phenomenal. There's because Garcia gets the ankle lock. Garcia looks great. And, fucking gets the ankle lock in. And then, I think it's on Rocky or whatever, and Moxley just runs and does the stomp. Oh my god, so fucking sick. And then, I think that was it. And then, oh my god, the Death Rider Steel Show. Again, Lance Archer looks so good. But this is one of my favourite street matches I've seen in a while. Compared to the Tony and the Babes of Wrath versus the Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir, so much better. So much chaotic, and I prefer that. After the match, they go up to Don. They're all standing around Don Callis. Don Callis is shitting it. And then Moxley gets the mic and goes, "Hey, Don, tell your boy you know where to find me." And then, obviously alluding to Takeshita, I doubt that's going to go well. And it was it. They leave. Phenomenal. How this continues to set stuff up. How this continues to just, frankly, serve as a street fight. It really nails it. I hate when matches are given a stipulation like, it's going to be a street fight, and it just doesn't live up to it. This really did. I don't normally love these type of matches on TV because they're kind of hard to get away with stuff. I didn't even mention the barbed wire spot. Jesus Christ. Lance Archer. So during the match, Moxley pulls out some table where it's got barbed wire and glass on it and tacks. And it's got a little X in it, whatever. And then Moxley obviously gets put on it through Lance Archer. And then it's like, Jesus, how instant he got put through it. Is like, everything's in his back, everything, all cuts, bleeding, glass, whatever. And then Lance Archer holds over him to get the pin in there, failed pin attempt. Oh my god, that just shows how good, mild this match is. I nearly forgot about that. Phenomenal match, really good. I could possibly say this is the one that shocked me the most, how much I liked it. I really liked this match. But this is what I'm saying. Dynamite this week was so fucking good. Really enjoyed this. And I don't know if we're going to get Moxley to catch there, but this could happen. This is definitely going to lead to some great shit. And I love this match. It's so good. So, after this, we got the Triangle of Madness backstage. It was Tekla calling out Statlander, saying, Statlander, you know what I want. I basically want a title match against you, which, yes, it's what we all want. Prolong this long enough a bit. So we're getting Statlander versus, she goes, "Is that what okay with you, Stat Daddy?" Weird. And then Julia and Sky Blue start speaking. Julia wants her rematch against Willow for the TBS belt. Should be Sky Blue, but whatever. And then Tekla goes, "Is that okay?" And then spits at the camera, making me feel quite uncomfortable. But yeah, solid promo. I like Tekla getting the shot, don't like Julia getting the title shot. And yeah, Triangle of Madness, I've made my feelings very clear. So after this, we got our AEW Tag Team Championship match with FTR versus Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. Jordan Oliver, really good. Really fucking good. And they were the guys who MJF had a match against on the indie show recently that I have not watched yet, but after this match, I will be. The match starts off with them two entering, and then Stokely's in the fucking commentary desk, and he goes, everyone, who these guys, you do realise who you are, the feeding dogs in the wheelchair, basically saying you're about to get fed to the wolves, and then tells everyone to donate to his Big Stoke website. I went on it. It is a real website. It's a part of the AEW website. It just you press donate and then it redirects you to buy Stokely's merch. Whatever. Stokely in the wheelchair is funny as hell. As soon as he finishes it, he goes. Shivani goes, "Nobody donate to that website." Shivani's on top form tonight. He calls Don Callis an egghead. So good. And then FTR enter. I will say, I have not seen anything of Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. Jesus Christ, they're so good. They are so fluid. They are possibly quick. They're so... I won't want to say they're more fluid than FTR, but they probably are. The way they just move with each other is insane. It's just constant fluidity. Jesus Christ, get these guys pushed. instant takeaway. FTR look good, obviously, but FTR just showcasing these guys. I don't know if these guys are just ultimately showing out because it's such a big deal for them, and as they should, but they nailed it. I really am intrigued with these guys. Please push them to the moon, because after this match, again, it's just, I don't even know what they do. Specifically, it's that wild. I think they're just so quick. It's like, not like Speedball and Kevin Knight quick. It's just smooth. There's a lot of silk to it. I don't know how to describe it, but it's unique. It's really unique, really special, and really different for the AEW tag scene. And it's, at the first, when they got signed, I was like, I've not seen them, I can't really say. I get it now. Like, it's so fucking good. FTR get the finish, obviously, through, the paradigm shift. Great finisher. And obviously, they wheel Stokely out of there, calling out Davis and Doyle, which, that is happening next week on Dynamite. But main takeaway here is Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. Again, this one's kind of hard to kind of dissect, because I can't really tell you the moves that they specifically do. They feel like individual guys, but there's no way they are, because they connect so well. I need to watch that match with MJF, and that's my main takeaway. That's what good this match is. It's not even like a great match, it's just those two. Instantly got my attention, and that's what I think this match achieved well. Got some time too, so really happy with that. So, after that, we got the Cosmic Babes of Wrath, Statlander, Willow, and Harley backstage. Statlander responding to Tekla saying, I don't think you know the type of woman I am. Accepting the challenge, obviously, and saying, I'm going to basically kick your ass. And then Willow responds to Julia saying, I've been waiting for this time with this opportunity to beat you for the TBS belt. So, yes, we'll run it back on Collision this Saturday. That's kind of cool. And, saying, you'll realise that through this darkness, there's only one, and that, one to basically sound bright. I don't know exactly what she said, but you know me, like, I'm positive, you're negative, that's what it felt like. And then Harley goes, well, I'm here. Sky Blue, I'll be there outside to help stop you interfering. That's it. She literally goes, well, I'm here. Like, genuinely, it's funny as fuck. And then she's about to do, what have we got, babes? And then Statlander shushes both and goes, you will pay, because whatever, and then stuff like that. Fine promo. I'm still happy Statlander and Willow are friends. I cannot lie. I'm still novel on that concept. I'm very happy. So, after this, we got Kenny Omega versus Josh Alexander in a singles match. Kenny makes his entrance and Josh Alexander attacks him via the entrance. This is frankly the best Kenny's looked in a while. He looks so good. The V-triggers, the Snapdragons. As soon as the match starts, Alexander's pulling the fucking ramp up, and then he starts throwing, Kenny everywhere. And normally you'd expect Kenny to, be hitting, the stomach and the ankle. Kenny just looks basic hit as you normally expect. Through the match, it's kind of just, I don't want to say it's generic. Josh Alexander's so fucking good, bro. Like, I don't know how people aren't really used to this by now with Josh Alexander, but he's so fucking good. You got to belt that guy up. This match is always going to bang. Kenny, again, Kenny looks so sharp. The dives he does, it's wild to say how good Kenny looks here. It really does. He's not, I don't want to say he's the best belt machine again, but, for his age and everything he's been through, he has no right looking this good again. He doesn't. A lot of airtime for Kenny too, like, considering how, Kenny's style has kind of evolved. He doesn't really go in the air as much, but he still is. A lot of, bangs, all stuff like that. During the match, what made me laugh is he goes up to Don, and, he looks at Don, and he runs to the desk, and then Don runs away and goes, "You get that, man?" And then Kenny looks like a psychopath. That's funny as hell. Again, Josh Alexander, a lot of work on the back, stuff like that. A lot of power bombs in this match by both guys. But Alexander, again, just, there's a point where they just start hitting each other and hitting each other and hitting each other. And just, it really is nice to see that Kenny's at such a high level still. He's always going to be. And then Josh Alexander's still meeting him there. It's such a good match. It really is. A lot of people seem to be raving about this match, and don't get me wrong, it's phenomenal. I don't even think it's the best match of the night, and that's how good Dynamite was this week. It seriously is a high bar, but this match is really good. Again, it really is nice to see Kenny this sharp, this quick, this snappy, frankly. The V-triggers are nice to see. There's a point where he goes to set up the V-trigger, he does the bang, and then Josh Alexander counters it. Stuff like that. Josh Alexander wrestles a very smart match in this match, and that's what I really enjoyed. Josh Alexander clearly has a character in the match, just through in-ring, and I really like that. Really fun. He goes up and gives Don a hug and goes, "Get him, champ. Give him to daddy." That's what Don says. He keeps calling himself daddy. I don't like that. And then the finish was great. It was very New Japan-esque. I seen someone, I think it was Wrestle Espresso, whatever his name is. I think he said it. It was correct, frankly. So the finish is Kenny goes for a power bomb, goes for and gets the pin. Then it gets kick out. So then Kenny obviously goes to the one-winged angel, hits the one-winged angel, and that's it. 1, 2, 3. As you expect with the one-winged angel. Now, like, the thing that makes it very New Japan is you hit a big move, and then it just, basically doesn't work. So you hit with a bigger move, it works. I like that. I thought that was kind of fun. I feel like I'm kind of not giving this match its justice, but it was just really good. It's like, I don't think not the top of my head, again, a lot of stuff off the, like a lot of Matt getting ripped up. Pardon me, that felt like it didn't really go anywhere, but it might just be me with my expectations high. I might have been a bit pumped out by this match too, because I had to watch Dynamite in 2 parts today, and I just feel like that didn't really grip me. I might need to rewatch it, but I really enjoyed it. And yeah, Kenny does a small little promo at the end saying, Don, Uncle Don, you give me a good challenge, or stuff like that. But, and he announces that he lives in Orlando now. That was cool. I live here now. And then, he signs it off. It does show MJF watching him in the back, so obviously that's still going. He does, who else did he show? Who else was it? Oh, Samoa Joe too. He done that against the Samoa Joe match too. So there's still a thing with MJF. But yeah, this match was good. Again, it's really the best we've seen Kenny. And again, you got to belt Josh Alexander up by this year. It's got to happen. There's no debate in my mind. You got to give him at least 1 belt. It has to happen because the guy is just he's one of your most reliable guys. And for a company like AEW, that's such a high regard. At least for me, guy needs to be belted. Kenny looks great all round. Very fucking good match. Very good. So, after this, we actually got Technique by Taz with MJF vs. Bandido. That was fun, this Technique by Taz itself. I'm just glad Taz is back. I think that guy's fucking hilarious. But I digress. And then we got the Timeless Love Bombs versus Penelope and Megan Bayne. Now, this match was it didn't grip me. And I don't know if this is, again, just because I was watching it, whatever. I was a bit distracted watching it. I couldn't really focus on it. But the match was fun. Mina looked great. Mina's really good, obviously, and so does Megan. Everything about it. Penelope's airtime, the woman she gets thrown about like fuck. It's so good. Tony's obviously great. It's a good match. I'll never deny that. It just didn't grip me, and that might be a me thing. Megan's work rate still is so high, and you can never deny that. The woman just doesn't stop. Penelope looked great since coming back. I like their dynamics really established already, when she's just throwing it. Mina does a lot of work in the tag with her and Tony. I don't know if that's just intentional because they want to get more eyes on Mina, which they should. Or, it's just they want Tony to always be the hot tag because she's such a big star. I don't know. Tony's hot tag does work. They do the hip attacks and stuff like that. There's a lot of fun moments. Mina's very cocky in this match. She still goes to taunt and stuff. And that's what costs her in the end. She gets attacked by Megan when she's about to go for Penelope or vice versa. And then, basically, that's kind of it. Like, again, there's not really so much. Megan Bayne just didn't stand out because she's such a bigger stature compared to the other two. But I feel like I feel like I've seen this match a bunch of times with these two. Maybe not with Penelope, but, with Megan taking such focus. That's the thing with Penelope. Penelope's great, but she doesn't take a lot of focus and a lot of time with Megan in the tag team because Megan's obviously the star there. But that's kind of the dynamic they have too, where Megan's kind of the control one and Penelope's just a worker, essentially. But she doesn't really get that much. It's kind of good how they do it because normally in that dynamic, it's like Megan Bayne wouldn't work as much as Penelope would. Penelope would do a lot of the heavy lifting, then Megan would steal a pin. It's kind of the opposite way, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that dynamic when Megan Bayne believes she's so good that she can go in the tag with someone she doesn't really need. I kind of like that. I like the stuff where she gets on her hands and knees and then, Penelope gets on top, does a stomp and stuff. That's fun. Tony's hot tags always look great. But the finish was fun. The finish was, Mina was going to go, Mina gets pinned. And then while they get him going for the pin, Mina Shafir comes out from the back. You can see her at the back, and she gets Tony in the mother's milk, not letting her interfere with the pin. And then obviously Megan and Penelope getting the win. Tony's obviously choked out by the mother's milk, and Penelope and Megan win. As I kind of predicted, it had to kind of happen. It felt like. So probably gonna get more there. Probably gonna get a rematch again. Don't know if that's a good thing, or we're just gonna get more Tony and Marina things, which makes sense. Give them a street fight or something. You've got to have a step on that because this match has been worked up for a while, and I'd like to see Tony Storm have another, like, brutal match again. Not compared to the Hollywood ending, God no, but maybe a steel cage. That could be fun. But point is, really enjoyed this. And frankly, I'm not even really enjoyed it. I didn't really get gripped by it, but I will rewatch this. I've got a feeling I'm going to have to rewatch this one. So I've got an intention to. But I did enjoy what I saw. It just didn't grip me. I don't know if it was the greatest match. It wasn't bad. That's the main thing. It was not a bad match. It just didn't grip me. But I think I might have just been a bit fatigued at this point. So could be completely on me. Completely possible. So, after this, we actually got a small hype package regarding Claudio and Roddy Strong for the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship on Collision. How Claudio and Roddy obviously have got this, opportunity through Roddy going to Mexico. I need to watch that match because I am not missing Roddy Strong in Mexico as a match. That sounds like it's going to fuck. Love Roddy Strong. So, really looking forward to that on Collision. And then, yes, we got our main event, which was something I really cannot believe how much I'm looking forward to. Kevin Knight versus Swerve. Jesus, Kevin Knight is so fucking good. He's easily one of the best guys on the roster now, and that's insane. Just everything about him, how the match, how they portray Swerve, getting slowly and slowly more irate. There's something a bit more vicious about Swerve here, where he has got respect for Kevin Knight, but it's more like, show me, go on, show me. You want to put on, I'll put it on you, show me. And Kevin Knight just consistently does it. Kevin Knight getting that ego, having fun, but still, more and more goes on. He doesn't showboat as much, stuff like that. Kevin's just, the air Kevin gets, Jesus Christ. You all know how much I love his coast to coast. You all know. But he even does a Swerve kill shot, fucking, obviously, springboards, whatever. Kevin Knight's just so fucking good, bro. We're talking about one of the I know everyone calls him the future, and he is. It's completely valid. But the guy's the now, too. The fact that he's got the trios belts, the guy isn't far off a singles run, I think. Obviously, him and Speedball are great, but him as a singles guy just blows me away every time. So fucking good. Swerve here looks great too. Nana's on the back, on the outside. Obviously, the crowd shout horsecock again. Swerve plays more of a heel at this point, which I like Swerve more as a heel, I will say. So I've always preferred that, but, he's obviously still face. There's a lot of respect between them, like a lot of times where Swerve has him on the outside, and he's waiting for him to climb in, and he claps him when he gets in. We'll applaud him, stuff like that. So there's a lot of respect. It feels like a true, okay, I respect you, but I want you to prove to me how good you are, and I like that. I like that dynamic. Obviously, shake hands after the match. Doesn't show it on TV. We've seen a picture. The match itself is just solid. It's so good. It's kind of weird because there was no story in it. I thought there was going to be something at the end. I thought something was some bullshit at the end, and I'm glad they never. To be honest, I'm glad it was just a match. I feel like this is what I kind of wanted from the Joe and Speedball match in a way. Not in the same athleticism, but in the sense of it doesn't really need to be hoggled by interferences, but kind of makes sense for Joe's whole MO. I'm just glad we got this match. It's just Swerve doesn't get the credit for how athletic he is in ring. I think Swerve is so good that everyone just loves everything he does, but I think when you break Swerve down, his in-ring stuff's so good. And I think a lot of the times you're like, yeah, look at the Bryan match. Everyone's going to be like, oh, the Bryan match is phenomenal because it's Bryan. Yeah, it is Bryan, but it's also Swerve. All these matches Swerve has, he blows them away. So good. And this match, again, with Kevin Knight, I mean, it was never going to go wrong. It never was. There's a lot of, he grabs Kevin by the hair, stuff like that, the kill shot, the house call, stuff like that. The great moves, just everything about it I really love. There's not much really to break down. Just these two wrestlers having a match in itself got me, and I really enjoyed it. This was my match of the night personally, because I'm just a big fan of both these guys in ring, especially Kevin Knight. I think Kevin Knight, the coast to coast again, I fucking love it. He's so good. The UFO, he just gets just the random UFOs he can get, just so small, to him, they're out of nowhere, but the height he gets on them from being out of nowhere is nuts. The guy's so good. Honestly, I think Kevin Knight, for me, from that C2 run, everything about Kevin Knight's just grew. And I think that's what this match is about, to just go, okay, Kevin Knight's fucking great. And we all know that anyway, but for people who think, because Swerve's going to get you eyeballs anyway, I loved it. I love this match a lot. I think it was, again, for a stacked Dynamite, it was a great way to cap it off. I was excited when I heard it was main event. I had a funny feeling Kenny would be main event, but I'm glad it was this because it deserved it more, my opinion. Swerve gets the win, as you kind of would expect. I would have given it to Kevin Knight, but I don't think they got the balls to do that yet, but they should. Get Kevin Knight in a singles belt scene soon, because it has to happen. So as much as it has to happen with Josh Alexander, it has to happen with Kevin Knight too. No debates. But yeah, and they no antics at the end, no show ups, no Hangman staring up, whatever. No, just That's it. Horsecock forever. Shit like that. So, this match was really good. And that's how Dynamite ends. Solid match to cop out. A great Dynamite. Oh, I forgot to mention, sorry. During the Swerve and Kevin Knight match, MJF's in the top, in the rafters again, similar to how he was with Moxley when he had the chip. But he's watching it and he gets more and more irate, trying to like stand up, shadows here, Kevin Knight, get him to win. And when Swerve does win, MJF looks pissed and looks threatened. So they're clearly running that still. Really enjoy that. Forgot to mention that completely. So yeah, Dynamite this week capped off phenomenally. Phenomenal Dynamite, phenomenal week for AEW again. And all matches here banged. Again, I didn't really get sucked into the Tony and Mina versus Mega Bane and Penelope Ford, but I enjoyed it because it's going to clearly favour to something more with Tony and Marina, at least. I just think this Dynamite, what it really done to me was showcased a lot of people. Again, Jordan Oliver and Alec Price. You still got Kevin Knight, who somehow is still getting showcased because people just aren't aware how good this fucking guy is. You know, Josh Alexander, he's got showcased. You know, all these people just got showcased. The Death Rider street fight was phenomenal. Stuff like this. Honestly, really good Dynamite. And yeah, it's been on a good run, but I feel like how stacked that card was going into it, and it really delivered. And I think that's a big plus for me. I really enjoyed this Dynamite. And yeah, again, only one match I really get into, but it wasn't a problem with them. But the matches themselves, especially that street fight just is so good. So good. And again, Kevin Knight versus Swerve Strickland. If that doesn't excite you just on paper, I mean, good God, what is wrong with you? So yeah, that was Dynamite this week. What did you think of the show? Because I really enjoyed it, if you could not tell. And yes, what do you think of just in general where we go? Because I don't even know where we're going with this shit, bro. Because everyone's just in a great position. So we're in a really good time for AEW. And obviously, Horsecock forever.